In case you haven't heard, there's a band called Greta Van Fleet. When I first heard that band name, I thought it was a female neo-soul vocalist, but I was a little bit off. Greta Van Fleet is a four-piece classic rock powerhouse, and they are reviving raw, unadulterated rock and roll. That's right, I can see a light through all the hip-hop, modern country, dance pop, top 40 shit. I can see it faintly glimmering through the darkness. This is what we've been waiting for a young band to emerge, to bring balance to the force, to save music from its spiraling descent into auto-tuned, overproduced, untalented hacks who are digging their talents deep, deep into its bowels. But wait, the same people who have cried out for a savior are now rejecting it. They're turning their backs on it. They're damning us to an eternity of terrible four-on-the-floor beats and syncopated triplet rap rhythms. All right, all jokes aside, some of my favorite artists today are Cardi B, Kendrick Lamar, and Drake. I have no ill will against any other type of music, but now that we have established that I'm only half joking, half serious with this video, let's get to the serious part. What's really going on here? Greta Van Fleet are being attacked on social media for sounding too much like Led Zeppelin. And a majority of the opinions I've seen are on platforms like Guitar Player Magazine, Guitar World, Ultimate Guitar, and Rolling Stone. All of these are excellent platforms, and I subscribe to Guitar World Magazine and Guitar Player Magazine and Rolling Stone. Unfortunately, their comments section on social media is basically cancer, but it does make for some good content fodder, doesn't it? Let's take a look at what folks are saying about Greta Van Fleet, shall we? Tom Ambrose says, "Beyond derivative. Let me know when they put out something original." Well, Tom, they have already come out with one EP and they're working on a new one. It should be released soon. Eric Stromer says, "Their next singles include Escalator to Paradise, Ramble Off, When the Levee Gets Fixed, and Black Cat." Okay, that one's pretty funny, actually. Trevor Sather says, "Greta Van Fleet is a 2-bit ripoff. They are a walking tribute to plagiarism. I'm disappointed that Guitar World would feature them." Really, Trevor? Are you really disappointed? Are you really? Can I get you a tissue? Jeff Zampillo says, "Made it 10 seconds in. I'd rather suck a fart out of William Burroughs' ass." Well, I don't know who William Burrow is, but unless he has farts that taste like cotton candy, I don't think you would follow through on that statement. And here's my favorite one. Cole Gentner says, "They didn't write any of the music. It's just taught to them. They're too young and couldn't write like that even if they wanted to. There's lots of people behind the scenes who wrote the music and then teach them to perform the music." Whoa, that is wildly inaccurate. But maybe Cole has some inside information that I don't know about and that nobody else knows about? Except Cole? Maybe I'll reach out for an interview. Okay, you get the point. People are displeased with Greta Van Fleet's apparent ripoff of the Led Zeppelin sound, but why are people complaining about this? I have an angle. Over and over, the narrative rock is dead has plagued the music industry, and we saw a most recent example with the whole death of electric guitar debacle and all the blockheads who perpetuated that story. But isn't rock alive? I mean, yeah, it's not topping the charts at this very moment, but there's been a pretty steady flow of rock hits throughout the decades. Let me name a couple bands that you may have heard of that have been keeping rock alive. Foo Fighters, Jet, Arctic Monkeys, Wolfmother, Muse, The Darkness, Jack White's various projects, Kings of Leon, and now, maybe, Greta Van Fleet. The point is, rock is never dead. It changes. It can change in a couple of ways. One is by changing with the current, which most music casuals can't really understand or appreciate. And another way is by Greta Van Fleet's method, which is revitalizing or paying homage to an old sound, bringing it back, as it were, which music critics and know-it-alls who are stuck in their ways can't necessarily wrap their heads around. Either state of mind perpetuates that rock is dead narrative, leaving space for bands like Greta Van Fleet to subsequently bring it back to life. Even though rock was never dead to begin with, it's been alive since it was born. Here's my take. I am so excited for a band that writes this music and performs it live, flawlessly. No backing tracks, no lip syncing. Here's a fun fact, this band is made up of kids who are 18 to 21 years old. Yes, I'll admit they can sound like Led Zeppelin, but how many bands in general can sound like Led Zeppelin? Don't you think that talent is rare? Talent grows, it develops. They can and will and already have written material that sounds nothing like Zepp, and they will crush it on stage. Kids who are around their age are coming to their sold-out shows. That is what a generational shift looks like. That's what change looks like. Greta Van Fleet have all the potential for growth in the world, and that should be nurtured by us fans of rock, not belittled. But for all the negative commentary on social media, there are a lot of people who agree with me. I, for one, get so pumped when I hear music like this that wasn't recorded in 1973. This is the beginning of something, I'm telling you. Let's enjoy it. Let's cultivate it. So leave a comment down below if you have anything to add. I'm sure we can get a lively discussion going. Thanks for watching, guys. And until next time, keep shredding.